Let's see.
Yeah, it might be worth having, you know, a look at something with it.
Let's see how everything's going. Everything looks good on my performance metrics,
Mm.
but we'll see how that
Well,
is.
you know what metrics are like.
Let's see. Stupid ad.
Mike's gone again.
How can my mic be gone?
It just disappeared. Like, just went.
I Let me test and see if it's on the stream. Cause that's like everything's registering. It's the.
I mean, it's fine now, obviously. It was just you were talking and it was like, what? Can't hear
I
anything.
wonder why this is happening.
Don't know.
Well, I mean,
Fine. Should be fine. Let's just hope for the goddamn best.
yes.
But we do need to look into some options.
I just need to know what the frick is going on with my computer.
Well, I'm thinking, well, I think we need to sit down at some point and discuss a few options about things anyway, because there is a few things that are concerning me as something.
What is that?
Alright, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not saying, yeah, let's eat the show.
Right?
Not like that bad. What? You look confused.
No, my eyes are burning. I don't know
Oh,
why.
okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, my thought is that streaming is holding us back.
I don't know because I think streaming's the only thing that gets me out of bed, if I'm honest.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I meant in terms of the numbers, like we barely get anyone come up at all these days.
I know. I do know that. But
I like doing it to an audience, but sometimes, like considering how much like strain it puts on your computer and all that, sometimes it might be best to just go, fuck it, let's just audio only again.
I know, but
I didn't realise we were live, or is that from earlier?
no, we're live.
Oh, right, okay, probably shouldn't have said this whilst we were fucking streaming, but hey.
Why? I don't think anyone's gonna see it if I'm honest.
Nobody saw it. I don't know if they saw it actually. I don't know. I stand by what I said.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a valid statement.
Yeah, I mean we have a few people that obviously come through every week, and it's nice that they do. That like even those numbers are kind of dwindling as well. It's like,
Yeah.
it would be nice, but yeah, I can see what you mean. It is more of a positive step for you.
Yeah. I
Right,
don't know.
cool. Looks like we're stable, at least video wise.
It's gonna say.
Talkie talkie.
Yep. Can you hear me though?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. It might just your volume might just need to go up a slight bit.
Okay. I will put it up a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah. Let's see if that works.
Talkie, talkie, talkie. Talk, talk.
Perfect.
Okay. Excellent.
We're there or thereabouts. It's about as much testing as I'm going to do in this instance.
Yeah, this is gonna be a quick one anyway.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what you always say, apparently.
It is, yeah.
Zing.
Ah.
Not saying anything more than that. That's all that needs to be said.
Anyway. Chat, I'm giving you
30, a few minutes.
30.
Oh yeah, I might actually want to put some messages out.
Yeah.
Might help.
I can't because my computer.
I know. Don't worry. I'm doing it, as they
That's
say.
what she said.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Chad, I apologize for not wearing makeup. I'm just not in the mood. I did wear Deadpool. Out of the way, nerd.
Did notice that before. Of course you would. Freaking Deadpool.
Deadpool for the win.
It is the creator dashboard. There's chat. How do I randomly pop chat somewhere so I can see it well? There we go. Let's remove that. Cool, I've got chat open. Good stuff.
That's good. Chat, you have 2 minutes now.
Knowing that I'm able to actually just have it on the screen like that is actually quite handy.
Yeah, that is good.
I haven't got to leave my phone on the whole time. Although, yeah, it does look like another viewer's there, but still.
Yeah, so what? But, yeah.
Nobody cares about that.
No. Pete's got dual screen action.
Not yet. Just the one screen.
But aren't you looking at the chat on your laptop screen?
No, I can't use that because that's work related.
Then where are you looking at chat from?
Called a window on my computer.
Oh, well. Mr.
No,
Fancy
it's because
Pants.
No, because when you streamed from OBS before and me being logged in on using Chrome like browser, some reason used to be a bit problematic.
Right.
So now it seems to be working okay, where I can still see everything.
That's good.
I can see the chat and all the subscribers and all of that. Some strange reason. It helped.
That's cool.
Yes. So, super nerdiness aside.
Chat, you got 1 more minute.
You seriously are the lowest of energy today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not a very peppy Le Pew person today.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to say that again?
Pepe Le Pew?
No. I just meant Pepe. You know that evil right-wing symbol.
Yes.
You sure? You sure about that?
I'm sure about that. So.
Damn those right-wingers.
Yes, exactly. I think we should get started.
I think it's a good idea, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, can't do a backup recording because the stream is the backup recording in this instance. I still need to work voice meter at some point.
Yeah.
So I'll work on that soon. But I guess we'll talk about it soon enough.
Tonight I have to crash after this because I have a huge full day tomorrow. Actually, I got a full week. That's what she said, yes.
Well, it's just one of those days today, isn't it?
It is.
It's going to constantly happen.
Yeah. That's what she said. My lips are weird feeling today. Okay.
Shall we crack into this like a good egg?
Yes. I think. Does my light look weird to you? I look yellow.
It's very bright for once.
Well, I like it bright because it makes me look. You can't see my wrinkles. Okay.
Wrinkles.
I know I don't have wrinkles yet, but in my mind I do.
Look, if we wanted to play this game, these headphones are very good for covering grey hairs on the side of my head. So.
I haven't got grey hair yet, but I know it's coming. But then I think.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, a little bit. It just looks light brown. But see, when I finally go grey, it might make bleaching my hair easier.
Probably would. It definitely would because it's a neutral colour.
Yeah, then I probably have to use less bleach. Anyway.
I mean, you probably might as well at this point just have stocks in the bleach company.
It's true. Although, to be fair, my natural hair color is blonde. It's just dirty dishwater blonde, as we call it.
Classy.
So all I do is just lighten it up. What was I saying?
You sound like Killian. No. Yeah, Killian Murphy. Yep. From Batman Begins.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You can tell I watched that the other day.
Yep.
And The Dark Knight.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, let's get on with the show.
That's what we're doing, isn't it? We're doing a show.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
It's
are. Not just
time
some
for
random
show.
nonsense stream.
Yes. Well, it's always random nonsense. But
well, I didn't want to say it because I actually wanted the people who are watching, if there were any, to at least go, "Yay, show!"
Yay, show.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Let's crack into this. So.
Yes.
This.
Welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast, episode 115. This is a very important episode.
Could sound more enthusiastic about that.
This is a really great episode. No, it's not an important episode. Well, they're all important. They're all important to me. What was I saying? It's episode 115.
Congratulations, already lost the train of thought. You are your host. Or co-host.
The co-host, Kiley Wilde. I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
The one who now has to keep everything on the rails because you can't even control your own thought pattern.
I cannot.
So, welcome everyone.
Yes. And welcome. Everyone.
No, I'm sticking at that. I can't take your intro.
Which has been taken by others.
We know. Let's not talk about that Irish person.
I love Irish people. All of them.
I just said that one.
I know, and I was gonna be like, I love Kevin. No, I love all.
I know. Unless your name's Deadbeat Punk. No, I'm joking. I can't even keep that. I can't keep a straight face.
Wait, Pete. We have beef with Deadbeat.
Exactly. That's why I just said it.
Thank goodness I love beef. That's what she said.
It's alright. It's alright. I'm throwing some English beef across that waters.
Irish beef is superior.
Yeah, I'll admit it is. This is derailed almost within 2 minutes. Perfect.
This is great. It's like our old shows, like old.
Excellent.
Old days.
We're done. We're done here. We're good. Let's go.
Well,
sweet.
Pete, I have to ask you how your week's been.
Knackering. Moving on. No, it's been okay. It's just been another week at work, just busy with new people and all of that. So I've now finally got a day at home tomorrow to work, which is going to be quite nice. So other than that, enjoyed the nice weather in Brighton yesterday, which was good.
Very nice.
That was fun.
One day I'm going to go to Brighton. You
will, because eventually when you're able to make it onto these shores, it will be close enough to me that I'll be like, right,
exactly.
Now.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
But yeah, shall we take a few minutes and discuss The Batman, because we both saw it?
Yes. I was going to bring it up if you weren't. So, no spoilers. This is a spoiler-free cast. Don't worry. Not that there's really any spoilers in it.
Oh, there's enough.
Anyway.
Those
It's about a guy that dresses like a bat. Oh my gosh, Pete. Spoilers. Yeah.
Spoiler, it has someone called Robert Pattinson in it.
Yeah.
Who may or may not be Bruce Wayne.
May or may not. It's still up for debate.
Yes, we don't know. We don't know. But non-spoilery thoughts on it. What did you reckon?
So for me, I told my guys over here that it was the best movie or my favorite movie of the year. Nobody caught on to the fact that I've not seen any movies, first of all, in 2 years this year.
I chose not to acknowledge that stupid point.
Yeah. So for me, it is my favorite movie of the year so far. I loved every long, tedious second of it. But from the music score to the cinematography to the storyline, the storyline was ambitious. They came close to almost not pulling it off, but I think they did manage to pull it off. But, whoo, buddy, they could have lost that quick.
They could have done, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've just had a random thought about it, right? And I
Sure.
just want to bring this up to you. So you've mentioned about the score, and don't get me wrong, Jaquina does a great score in this.
Uh-huh.
But you know that particular thread of music they use throughout the entire thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit Nolan-esque with Inception, right?
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes. I have to admit, I was getting quite annoyed because ever since Inception, the blah, which Inception didn't start that. Someone else started it right
I
before.
know they did. It's just
But
it's so
it,
recognizable in
yeah.
Inception.
And then from there, everyone used it. And even Game of Thrones used it. Now, they used it very well, but it's just kind of like, can we stop with the blah? Can we get
Yes,
something else?
it's a bit
Uh,
intimidating, to be honest.
yeah. Oh, bueno.
Yeah, I was getting to this anyway, so we've just
Um,
seen a couple of chats come through from Brent, the chat Chad himself.
from Bueno.
He said he is bueno. Sorry, I'm late. Had to make a big Warframe trade. Made the equivalent of $10 in one trade. Amazing.
Nice. We are discussing the Batman, which is very much about video games.
They've made Batman video games, so
That's true. So, Pete, what about you?
thoroughly enjoyable. But like I said to you earlier on in the week, I'm very much caught in two minds about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful film. That's not what I'm caught in two minds about. I know it's a great film. It's just I don't know whether that final act was too rushed or too long. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know whether or not they could have made the film a little bit longer to make that third act punch a bit more in terms of the slow, methodical pace they had throughout the film,
Right.
or whether they could have taken 20 minutes off and made that third act a bit speedier. I don't know. It's a bit odd.
Yeah, it was funny
But
because.
either way, it's good film.
Mm-hmm. Pete and I actually had a very similar. We came to the kind of a similar conclusion, but from two different points of view, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of
We were
saying,
traveling a crossroad and eventually met in the middle.
there you go. Oh gosh, that is what she said. But you know what, Pete? Let's name this episode. That's what she said.
We could name every episode that.
I know, but I think this one's gonna be that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both kind of weirdly came to that same conclusion. And I was more like it probably would work well as like a series like on HBO Max or something that you could binge.
Miniseries probably would have worked, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a similar sort of thing as I don't want to mention this in the same sort of light, to be honest. I mean, like Zack Snyder did with Justice League, and the fact it could have been up to 4 hours and could have worked.
I think
I don't know.
I think that only works when you're at home.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Cinema going would have absolutely sucked for that.
Well, see, I have, as I've said so many times on this show, I have ADD, which is not the hyperactive one, but I still can't sit still, and I lose concentration so fast. So I was starting to kind of lose it in the end of the second act, beginning of the third act, and I was like, no, just hold on a little bit longer. So I couldn't handle it if it was even longer. That's what she said.
That's the thing though, is that like the thing with Dark Knight Rises, like I knew how long that film was going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like same with the Batman as well. I knew how long it was. The Batman, I didn't see myself checking the time at all, whereas the Dark Knight Rises, I did.
Well, see, that was kind of my thing. I was like, I'm actually not checking the time. I didn't check the time until the third act.
I didn't. I just, as soon as the film ended, I was like, wow. That
Yeah.
might have been slow, but is it by?
Right. It was actually quite fast.
Mm.
Considering.
That's sort of what I meant. The slow pace of the film, like, was surprisingly speedy in terms of like the time elapsed.
Yeah.
Very weird. Like clearly, like that was an immersion thing, because I think Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, when I saw that originally, like back when, and I was younger probably then, so my attention span was a lot less.
I did not.
But I did check my time a few times, during that film.
There's no way at that age I could have sat in a theater that long. I watched that when it came out on home video or DVD or whatever.
Actually surprised that I did sit through the first film. and the third. Don't know why I didn't see the second though. Weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on? Some video games.
Let's talk about video games.
Can we never use that joke from Angry Video Game Nerd ever again? Ever again. Not saying he's a baddie. It's just
No, he's not. But
no, he's cool.
He's of his time, of our time.
Okay.
But
Yeah. So, we've got Bumper News Week.
woo!
And there's a few news stories, although we didn't have an episode last week. I could have basically just gone, yeah, let's just talk all about that. But no, I found some good stories for the week. We're actually going to start on this one that you brought to us, because I want to hear your thoughts. This has been annoying me since Friday night, you know. So, this is coming... So, I'm just going to be the first to admit that everything has come from VGC this week, because funnily enough, VGC are actually not a bad outlet.
I'm finding myself more and more on them, from less Polygon, more on VGC this time. That's weird.
Although the link that you sent over to me the other day was a Polygon link.
link.
So I refuse to even open it.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, moving on. So, Supermassive have released the first trailer for new teen horror game, The Quarry. Justice Smith, oh god, really? David Arquette and more star in a game which is due to be released in June. Supermassive Games, they were the ones who made... Don't tell me. Until Dawn?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay,
all the
cool.
same game over and over.
Oh, this is what you wanted to talk
about. Yes.
Alright, so going into the story, Supermassive Games have released a debut trailer and first details for its new teen horror game, The Quarry. It will be published by 2K for PS5, PS4, Series X and S, Xbox One and PC on June 10th. Leave your consoles behind now, please. Anyway, moving on. According to 2K, as the sun sets on the last day of summer camp, the teenage counsellors of Hackett's Quarry throw a party to celebrate. No kids, no adults, no rules. What? Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Not even going to bother watching that trailer. Don't care.
No, and
so. It's just going to just carry on with the last bit where they're actually talking about the game itself. So, Supermassive Games provided the following description of the game. Hunted by blood-drenched locals and something far more sinister, the teens' party plans unravel into an unpredictable night of horror. Friendly banter and flirtations give way to life-or-death decisions as relationships build or break under the strain of unimaginable choices. Players each of the 9 camp counselors in a thrilling cinematic tale, where every choice shapes your unique story. And I gave up halfway through. I cannot even be bothered to carry on. Like, I'm gonna just say here, I liked Until Dawn.
Well, I guess
that first time was great.
I was gonna say it gets a pass because it's one of the first ones they put out.
Yeah, that first play of it is great. Except it's unbelievably predictable because of the amount of people that's in it, that you know full well who's going to be the killer all the way through. Mm-hmm. It's the biggest goddamn star in the whole thing.
Yes.
So, let me have a look at the people that are in this game. David Arquette, Ariel Winter, Justice Smith, Brenda Song, Lance Henriksen, and Lin Shay. Could it possibly be David Arquette that might be the killer in this one?
And there's no way that's all that's in there, knowing Supermassive.
Of course.
You know there's more. That's just who they want to throw out there.
Yep.
So, I'm going to talk about Supermassive Games right quick. Now, look, I'm not bashing anyone that likes it because I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. We know I don't do that.
Love that term.
I love that phrase. It's the best phrase. But Supermassive Games kind of falls under, for me, the same heading as Telltale Games. Again, I know I've just heard some members of our audience do a collective.
I mean, I might have done, and then I remembered that most of them aren't. Mostly the same.
For me, Telltale Games, they're not games. They're visual novels. You can't influence the ending that much, you know. the ending's a foregone conclusion. You get a few choices here and there, but they don't really change the ultimate ending of the whatever the story is. So Supermassive Games is kind of the same way, although it usually has up to like 9 different endings. But it's not. It's a visual novel. It's a quick time event. It's not a game. And the crazy thing is, all their stories are the same. They're all the same. Just young people or a group. Sometimes it's a family, but it's, young people with a couple of oldies in there, and then someone's trying to kill them. And it's usually a fantastical, magical ending. Which, again, when it comes to horror, I like practical, logical endings. Which is funny, because...
Yeah, that's never going to happen in a horror film, usually.
Yeah. That's why I think I'm not... I've said it so many times. I'm always looking for something to scare me. I've yet to find it, and I don't really dig horror that much, but that's because sometimes... It doesn't end like Scooby-Doo. You know how Scooby-Doo ends with they pull the mask off, and it's like a dude that's been in the story earlier? Horror's not like that. It's usually like, it's a guy that was sacrificed to Satan, and he sent him back, But
look, you stabbed, shot, maimed, like beheaded, put them in barbed wire, set them on fire, like done everything, put them at the bottom of a lake, and look, they're back for a sequel.
See, that's what I thought I would like. What is that movie? Is it Cabin in the Woods? The one that makes fun of the horror
Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, I thought I would like that. Couldn't. I was really sad and upset with myself because I was like, this seems like it would be perfect because it just takes all the horror tropes and puts it on their head.
Fine. I'll give you one that actually works then. It might not be scary.
It doesn't have to be scary.
But it is. But it's intense at least. But it is like it's one of those films that came from the era of horror comedy after Shaun of the Dead came out.
Right. I do like Shaun of the Dead, but yes.
Well, it's called Severance.
Right. Okay.
A bunch of co-workers go like on this to a place in like Eastern Europe somewhere.
Right.
And they get hunted by a bunch of absolute mad people, like, and they just most of it is just a joke.
Right.
But some of the kills in it are absolutely horrific.
I might have to watch that. Remind me of that, Pete. That
Will
might
do,
be something up my alley.
Look, I'll be the first to admit it's not got some good people in it. Danny Dyer being in it is bad enough.
I don't care. That never bothers me.
Yeah. I'll put it in our chat now so you don't forget.
But that does make me think if our audience, whether our visual or audio audience, has any recommendations of movies or games that are actually scary. I have yet to find any. And
you played Evil Within?
No, I watched some, but I think Kevin played it. I think I watched Kevin play it. Here's the thing. Jump scares, I don't really officially... I mean, it's still hard to jump scare me. Because, like, Alien Isolation, I didn't jump. And...
Yeah.
The other one... the one that I love so much that I've now blanked out. Not Outbreak... Outlast.
E.T.?
No. Outlast.
Stalker?
No, Outlast. Where you have to hide in the...
Okay.
Yeah. Like, those don't jump scare me, but I also don't consider jump scares as scares.
Not really, no. They're
cheap. Those are cheap.
Yep.
But...
Did you play PT?
I did play PT, and I enjoyed it. That's what's crazy. Oh my gosh. I was so obsessed with that talking fetus.
Of course you were.
I wanted to know more about the lore, but of course there was no lore. Because, it was a demo.
That was the unfortunate side of things there.
Yeah. I would have been so invested in that, had that come out, had it been allowed to come out or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But anyway.
Okay. Any good recommendations for horror games?
Send them my way.
I can't say that I do because I think they suck all the time. Because they don't scare me either. Anyway, move on to the next news story.
well, we'll say this one little tiny thing, and then we'll
Go
move
on.
on to the next story. In Destiny, yes, I brought up Destiny.
No.
There is, I think it's, I don't remember which one is played on the moon. I can't remember which mission. That one actually, like, it wasn't scary, scary,
But
but
it freaks you out.
the lighting was so well done. It looks like it's enough to go, ooh, it is kind of a ookie. Let's see. Bueno. Uh, Britt, I'm just gonna call you Bueno. Says I'm gonna start another review game today called Frightenance. Oh, it's dumb names. More games with dumb names.
Oh, yeah.
It seems pretty scary. One of my recent reviews was for Martha is Dead, which could be scary in parts. Yeah, I wanted to play Martha is Dead. I've got.
Oh, you just wanted to cut someone's face off. That's what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it.
That's the whole motivating factor.
Yes.
I actually have a game that I'm reviewing this week. So if you like watching me play games, and nobody does, but I'll be on.
I'll be there.
Streaming. I know Pete will be. Thank goodness.
Always am.
Yeah. Thank goodness. But anyway, let's continue on with the next story.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So apparently that happens quite early on in the game.
Oh, right.
Cool.
Huh.
Nice.
Very cool.
Sweet. Move on to the next story. This is going to require literally next to no discussion, so I just wanted to throw it out to say I think you were wrong. Overwatch 2's closed beta has a release date.
Wait, Overwatch 2? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I know, I just wanted to throw this one in for shade. That was it.
I will believe it when I see it.
Blizzard has confirmed that the previously announced Overwatch 2's closed beta will begin on April 26th. So pretty close, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just over a month's time.
Actually.
Beta follows a closed alpha test, which is currently open to Blizzard employees and Overwatch League pros. Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah. But,
and users that can sign up via playoverwatch.com.
The thing is, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Right. Anyone marking a bingo card before has now got the soapbox.
The thing is, Overwatch has delayed so long that I think it is almost out of style, kind of aged, not well. I don't really know what they're going to bring to the table with Overwatch 2 that's going to be new and different. I have a feeling that...
Well, I might be able to tell you that.
Okay. Tell us
the
about it,
beta will
Pete.
include access to Overwatch 2's 5v5 PvP mode.
Right, okay.
The new push mode, ping system, 4 hero reworks, which is Orisa, Doomfist, Bastion, and Sombra, and one new hero. I'm not even going to try.
I wish they would leave Sombra alone. They're always tweaking her.
Yeah. All Overwatch 1 maps and 4 new maps, Circuit Royale, Midtown, Toronto, and Rome. So there you go. Some new content by the looks of it.
Should be DLC, shouldn't be an entire new game, but...
Not. But, okay, fine. Let me say this.
Okay.
There is a certain game that you really like that we're not mentioning the name of again in the show because it was only mentioned a few minutes ago.
Uh-huh. Can't imagine what that was.
Once had a sequel that wasn't wanted because of Activision.
I know. I thought of that. I did. But with its sequel, it did bring a whole new thing. New engine, new updates, new skins.
Because Bungie made the best of the situation that Activision Blizzard had put on the table to completely screw them over again.
Yeah.
What a surprise. So
now Activision is back with Overwatch
doing
2.
their usual stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I just don't know. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I want it to be good for the people. There's not a lot of Overwatch players out there anymore. God, it used to be so big, Pete.
Oh, I know.
The championships, I used to live for those.
I've had a look at a few of them. They're quite impressive. It's just I played a little bit of Overwatch 1. It wasn't really my bag, so I just didn't carry on with it. But I could see why people liked it.
Definitely. I know. We've moved on. I think course, I could be very wrong, but I think the future of online shooters is going to be expansions and stuff like Destiny. You know
Oh, of course it is.
yeah. I
I think
think
it's already going that way
I mean
anyway. So
Halo and all of that. Yeah.
yeah.
So okay.
Speaking of which, did you happen to hear about Halo's player numbers recently?
No, I didn't.
Oh, they've dwindled quite massively.
Is that why I did so well the other night when we played?
Probably. No,
Our,
I am only going by the Steam numbers. Apparently, the
oh,
Steam numbers have gone down quite significantly, but jeez.
is there any way to get the Expo numbers? Or, I mean the X.
I'd have to have a look for them, but yeah, I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we move on to another story that could
Yes.
cause some kind of controversy?
Yes, I love.
Because that seems like all this week is what we've got.
Excellent.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh
We're
yes.
cancelled. Let's just say that we're cancelled right now for any opinion we may have about this.
I don't.
I'm preempting it.
I was gonna say you really can't be right or wrong on this because you're wrong or you're right no matter what you say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you're going to get cancelled regardless of
Yeah.
what you say, whether or not it has some degree of logic anyway. So let's just go into this one knowing full well that we're screwed regardless. So Hogwarts Legacy receives a holiday 2022 release. Window confirmed during State of Play presentation. Now, I have to ask, did you watch it?
No, because as I've stated, I've never read or watched Harry Potter. It holds.
If you watched the 100th episode, then you would know that.
Yeah, it holds no special place for me. Now, if I had like a significant other that was like totally into it, I'd go to that.
Harry Potter World.
Thank you.
Oh, Warner Brothers Studios, sorry.
Either one, whatever. Yeah, like I would totally wholeheartedly do that on my own. No. So,
I wouldn't go on my own.
call me Kevin. Like absolutely adores Harry Potter.
Okay, of course. So by extension, you really like Harry Potter then?
No, but it did make me think that if
I'm joking, obviously. That was the point I was making there.
But so I didn't watch it because I just have no interest. But I don't have a political stance that's keeping me from watching it. Does that make sense?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
I purely watched it because I purely didn't watch it because I have zero interest.
Fair enough. I didn't watch the State of Play because I didn't really care about this game anyway.
Right.
I wasn't like when all this other stuff was going on with Troy Levitt last year. Like,
right.
We covered it because it was newsworthy.
Yeah.
I didn't care about Hogwarts Legacy in any way, shape,
no,
or form.
like
crap about this game.
Like the whole reason we're talking about it now is because it's newsworthy.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that Sony dedicated an entire State of Play to it is quite telling as well. But there was also another caveat with this story that was quite interesting. So
what's that?
So that's why we're talking about it. But it's newsworthy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Warner Brothers Games have confirmed plans to release Hogwarts Legacy during the 2022 holiday season. The release window was announced during the State of Play presentation on Thursday, which showed off over 14 minutes of Hogwarts Legacy gameplay captured on PS5.
Nice.
Good, I guess. I've seen some of it from clips online, of course.
Does it look good?
You might want to sit closer.
Does it look good?
I meant closer to your actual microphone.
I
Because
did.
you keep leaning away from it.
Oh, well, let's pull it closer to me.
That's what she said.
Ah.
Yeah, there we go. Following the gameplay reveal, some of the titles, developers at Avalanche Studio provided additional insight into what players can expect from the game, including I'm not even going to include that because it's a video. Developed by Avalanche, Hogwarts Legacy, open world RPG, action RPG set in the world first introduced in the Harry Potter books. We all know that. Oh, apparently it's taken place during the late 1800s. Okay.
That's not when Harry Potter takes
time period we
place,
technically don't know much about, I guess. Cool. Not even going to talk about that because that's on some spiel. So anyway, right. So this is due to be published under Warner's Portkey Games label, which apparently they produced just for this, which I guess makes sense. Originally scheduled to release in 2021, but is now been released. It's obviously going to be released this year, so it's coming for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, PC, and one other, the
Stadia.
Switch.
Oh, right.
Not a cloud version, an actual native version.
See, that's where it'll do really well, I bet you.
Yeah, and where it's going to look like absolute dog doo-doo too.
Well, is it crossplay? Did you say? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think it said that it was crossplay.
All right. Okay.
I don't know anyway. So,
Well,
I'm going to move on very quickly away from this one because, like I said, it was newsworthy. I have no hat in the fight of this one.
no.
I like Harry Potter.
Yeah. You do, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's about as far as I'm going with that.
Yeah. I'm happy for the people that are happy. Put it that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm technically not gonna disagree with the people who don't want anything to do with this game because that's their choice.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all about freedom of choice. So the
Yeah,
people that are happy, I'm happy for. The people who are boycotting it, I'm happy for.
yeah, I absolutely am. So you do what you like. You know, you're all adults or children. Don't know, don't care. You do what you want. If you can't support this game, fine. If you can support this game, fine. That's my stance.
Yep.
About as balanced and equal as normal for us, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nana
moving on.
showed up in the chat.
Howdy. Sorry, we're shopping. It was going to look real bad. Oh, it's going to look real bad. What, you mean the Switch version?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I think I've made one before, actually.
Nana says
that's what she said, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Pete's made that's what she said on the podcast. I think you did early days.
Very early days I did, and then I thought, well, I can't really have both of us doing this, so I'll just leave you to your little cubby hole.
Yeah.
Brent then also put, I recently tried Splitgate and really and liked it better than Infinite. That's what I've also heard from most people.
Mm-hmm.
So
isn't that the one that Kieran was trying to get us to play?
I had a couple of people on my poker group who were trying to get me to play it.
Oh, right.
Brent also put, I have always said that your views on something shouldn't diminish someone else's happiness. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But in the age that we live in, certain views can be seen as
extreme,
bad, let's say, for various reasons, and that's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
I was gonna say, moving on.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Moving on.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Yes.
Excellent. Let's move on. Shall we talk about a good... No, well, wait. No, there's no good news stories on this week. None at all.
None at all.
So, I'm gonna leave you with option 1 or option 2.
2.
Good. You chose the one I wanted first. Excellent. Gran Turismo producer addresses microtransaction controversy as 30-hour server downtime ends.
Oh my gosh, 30 hours?
Yeah.
What?
This is the problem which we said about Gran Turismo before, I think.
Uh-huh. We talked about microtransactions.
The game is always online.
Yeah.
For a single-player game, which meant that for 30 hours, nobody could do anything in this game.
That's crazy. Like, legit crazy.
Utterly ridiculous, I say. Let's not have our opinions first. Let's read the story, and then we'll go through it.
Yes.
So, Polyphony Digital's president and Gran Turismo series producer, Kazunori Yamauchi. I think I pronounced that right. Nana, please don't kill me, because I think you're the only person I know who can speak some Japanese. I hope.
Well, pronounces Japanese names anyway.
yeah. Has addressed Gran Turismo 7's recent lengthy server downtime, as well as the controversial decision to tweak winnings to make grinding for cars even longer. I mean, I hate that phrase anyway.
Oh, grinding.
No, just grinding for cars just makes us... Yeah. We've had some dodgy people in this country who've done some very weird things to cars before, so I'm not saying anything more than that.
I've seen those on YouTube before I moved to your country, and I was like, what is going on over there?
Exactly. Gran Turismo servers initially went down on Thursday, which, as of the time of recording, sorry, stupid calendar, bloody Windows 11, which was the 17th. So yeah, 17th. So from 6 a.m. GMT, which was 2 a.m. Eastern time, for
Right.
update maintenance, and were supposed to return 2 hours later. Instead, they took more than 30 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah. In a new statement to the Gran Turismo website, Yamauchi explained immediately before the release of patch 1.07, we discovered an issue where the game would not start properly in some cases on product versions for the PS4 and PS5. Well, of course it was going to be for those two. You haven't released it anywhere else. Um,
Right.
this was a rare issue that was not seen during the tests on the development hardware because it's development hardware, not it's not the actual retail product. Or I'm going to stop putting addendums in here. I promise. Or to QA sessions prior to the release, but in order to prioritize the safety of the save data of the users, we decided to interrupt the release of 1.07 update to make a 1.08 correctional update. Brilliant. This is the reason for the delay. My sincerest apologies for the late report to everyone. So you left everyone high and dry for many, many hours
Mm-hmm.
before even making a goddamn statement.
Yep.
What?
This was a lesson in everything to do wrong from a company.
Yep.
They also should have gave like free skins or cars or something.
I don't know if they did. I can't remember if
I
they
don't
did.
think they did.
We'll read on and find out. The server downtime occurred just as the game was garnering more controversy over its in-game currency, and the way that players have to play the game for long periods of time to earn enough credits to buy some of its better cars. Rather than easing the amount of grinding necessary, the 1.07 patch instead reduced the amount of in-game currency some races reward, thereby making it harder to unlock new cars.
That's so.
Despite
Mm.
widespread criticism of the game's microtransactions. Addressing the controversy in the same statement, Yamauchi claimed that the situation would eventually be resolved with further content due to be released at an unspecified point in the future. Anything to add?
It's
Not
stupid
yet.
and dumb, and don't buy it.
Okay. In GT7, I would like to have users in. So this is a statement, by the way. In GT7, I would like to have users enjoy lots of cars and races even without microtransactions. He would say that, of course. Um, at the same time, the pricing of the cars is an important element that conveys their value and rarity. So I don't think it's important for it to be linked with. So I do think it's important for it to be linked with the real world prices. I want to make GT7 a game in which you can enjoy a variety of cars lots of different ways, and if possible, would like to try and avoid a situation where a player must mechanically keep replaying certain events over and over again. We will in time let you know the update plans for additional content, additional race events, and additional features that will constructively resolve this. It pains me that I can't explain the details regarding this at the moment, but we will plan on continuing to revise GT7 so that as many players as possible can enjoy the game.
I don't know that.
Well,
I don't know that you can have a live service car game.
sorry.
I don't know that you can have a live service car game.
I think you can. It's just this hasn't been particularly poorly done.
Very poorly, much like 2042. It's just
But
I.
that's the thing, right? Is that GT Sport apparently was much better than this. Like, it's built
Mm-hmm.
basically on the exact same engine. It's done all of that, but yet the microtransactions weren't like ludicrously bad in GT Sport. Like most cars would cost you a fiver.
Right.
Like, whereas in this one, like I think I saw an article and was talking about someone at work with it about it as well because they bought it after all the hype and came to me the weekend after release date and went, "Why did I waste my money?" Which is quite telling, really. But
Yeah.
the fact that I think an outlet had looked at the amount of microtransactions that were in the game and surmised that you could pay up to $40 for just one car. was just unbelievably stupid.
Right.
Whereas in GT Sport, it was $5.
Um, wait. Chat, can you let me know if we've frozen?
Let me have a look quickly.
It looks like we've frozen on my thing, but that doesn't mean that we have.
Okay.
Are we going? Nope, you guys seem good. Okay.
We're still good. We're still good.
It's still good. It's still good.
There you go. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to this story. So, yeah, like $5 for a car in GT Sports could now cost $40 in GT7, which is unbelievably ridiculous.
That's so.
But it's also the fact that whenever you unlock a car, or whenever you have enough money to like buy a car, or whenever you won a race, it will say you can buy more, you can get more credits and stuff like that. It's the constant prompts to get you to spend money on microtransactions. It's just ridiculous for me. And we've had this problem so many times in the past before, and yet people don't learn.
But I just don't understand what's the harm in just being consumer friendly? You know, why predatory? Why is it? I know greed knows no bounds, but 40 quid for a car in a game?
It's stupid, honestly. It is ridiculous.
We've got some good comments in chat.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting to those in a minute, but I just want to surmise our thoughts first on this. So
yes,
it's just weird to me. Like, it's just very, very strange. I don't get like why they thought this was a good idea and why they thought people would actually go for it too. Like, and then the fact that they're backing up their incredibly bad false economy that they've built in this game is sort of just unbelievably wrong.
Very.
Like, especially with the fact that, like, yeah, okay, like the PS4 version is 50 quid. But like the PS5 version is 70 quid.
That's
or $70 or God knows what else. Like, they've put the money up on these retail prices. But yeah, this is exactly what people were saying before. Oh, like you have those staunch people who are like, oh, you've got to increase the price of games. They've not gone up in years and all of that. But I was one of the very few people, and I think you were as well, that turned around and said, but record profits keep going up too.
Mm-hmm.
This is a business for them. We have to remember that. Like, and if we don't like what's going on with it, then we pay with our wallets.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We vote with a wallet.
Yeah.
And I did too. I was waiting to hear back from that person at work that said to see what they said and went, okay, I might look at this when it goes down in price. No, I definitely will not be buying this now.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not, because apparently even the gameplay is not that great.
Yeah. I just... We've just entered a weird time, I think, in gaming.
Yeah.
While people try to figure out how they can make the most money off of people, while still, you know... I don't know. They just have to give more content for if they're going to try to get, you know, blood from a turnip or whatever. I don't know. I didn't love Gran Turismo, but I did really like it back in the day.
Me too.
I was more in Need for Speed, but I enjoyed it. Now I can't even, like, what's the enjoyment?
Yeah.
You know?
The last one that I really got into was A-Spec, I think. And then after that, it was more, whenever people had it, I would play it. With them if I was around the house and stuff like that. But no. I haven't bought a GT game in years. And this was going to be the one that broke the mold because it looked good.
Right.
It just completely pooped the bed in terms of everything else. Especially its always online mentality. I don't enjoy the old DRM stuff anyway. And then when you add microtransactions to that just puts me off even faster.
Yep.
So, got a couple of comments on this as well. It said, Brent put, speaking of racing, FM7? What's FM7? Forza Motorsport 7, sorry.
Okay. I was like Forza something.
Yeah. So we learned our lesson from microtransactions for Forza years ago. Forza, Forza Motorsport 7 launched with loot boxes, but were completely removed due to player pushback. 100%. I forgot that even happened. Speaking of racing, Corvette was robbed of the win Friday. Ended up second, but did win the longer race on Saturday. Good, that's good. So Brent also has come in and said, "I've always imagined a free-to-play World of Cars game like World of Tanks, where you can start with bad cars from different countries and race to gain XP towards better cars and money to buy upgrades and new unlocked cars. Would be a good idea, would be a good option. However, there is one big problem.
What?
It's the money.
Money.
Yeah, the money wouldn't be enough, really, especially when it comes to licensing these cars.
Oh, right. I forget about licensing. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Like, you're not going to... If you can't get those licenses up front, then you're going to have to try and work at them as the game gets more popular, and that's if the game gets more popular. So maybe you would have like a smaller brand like a car developer out there who might start off and go, yeah, free publicity for this game, but nobody's really going to care about them when you don't have Ford, Aston Martin, Ferrari and all that lot in there.
Wasn't there a Ford Yaris game?
Do you mean a Toyota Yaris?
I mean Toyota Yaris. I have no idea about cars, by the way. Like I
well,
said,
that was gathered.
My car's called a Mocha, if that tells you anything. But
oh, I know what you drive.
Yes. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, there was a Toyota Yaris game on the 360.
And it was probably bad.
I can't remember. I know it was free. And
yeah,
there was also a Doritos game that was free.
Doritos Crash Course.
I think that's it, yeah.
They made 2 of them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I remember Doritos Crash Course because that was actually fun.
Is that the one that had like a Tyrannosaurus in it?
I think so.
Something.
He also carried on by putting then be supported by a premium battle pass subscription for increased XP and money gains, and maybe special cars that are already upgraded. He said gains, not games. So yeah, if Forza could do it, they could get new licenses for each game almost every year. But that's the problem, right? Forza's now an established IP. Whereas any new venture for free to play, especially with the car industry, is going to struggle to get some of the licenses. They struggle to get licenses with wrestling games at times, you know.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've had enough of that absolutely hideous nonsense. So let's move on to a nice, fluffy, light news story to end this off.
I like fluffy. That's what she said.
Insiders describe Fast and Furious exits from Xbox Perfect Dark Studio.
Yeah, thanks for that, Pete.
Yeah, right.
Now, see...
This is the games industry we're talking about. Nothing is light and fluffy with this crap.
That's for sure. Oh, yeah, did you see people trying to come out for Father Phil? They were trying to come after him, and I was like...
Of course they were.
Stay away from him, you fools.
You fools!
Fools.
Yeah. Anyway,
I will protect him.
Look, I'm going to read this from Video Games Chronicle, VGC, because they were the ones who actually done the expose into the initiative, so I just want to read this as much as possible, because, my God, it is a journey. So, yeah. Let's go on this journey together. It's kind of why we sort of rush through most of them, because this is the biggest story of the week.
This is the biggie.
We actually did have another story last week that we were going to cover if we recorded, that had to do with the game's director leaving. But that was only the tip of the iceberg by the looks of it.
It's true.
So, Xbox The Initiative, which I'm just going to add this addendum in here because VGC definitely should have had this. Yes. The world's first quadruple A studio. Yes. If you remember that,
yes.
Tripe.
Yes. Yes. Because I was like,
I know,
what?
We called it as nonsense back then.
Yep.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at what we predicted.
It's true.
I know. I don't know if we predicted absolute mess. But
no,
we did predict
but we did say that
being bad.
Yeah, that quadruple A was nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Xbox The Initiative Studio has seen a fast and furious wave of senior departures in the past 12 months, VGC has learned. As much as half of the core development team known to be working on the upcoming Perfect Dark reboot quit the company during the last year, or around 36 people, analysis of employee LinkedIn profiles has revealed. That includes most of the Initiative's senior design team, including game director Dan Newberger, I think, game director Drew Murray, lead level designer Chris O'Neill, principal world builder Joe Lund Myers, or that's a weird name, 2 senior system designers, a group of 3 former God of War designers, and more. And the turnover of top talent doesn't end in design. Perfect Dark's 2 most senior writers also recently quit, analysis shows, along with the project's technical director, tech art director, lead gameplay engineer, lead animator, QA lead, and more. Wow. So basically, let's just say that probably one person from each of the fields that's meant to be developing the game have all left. And in most of them are senior positions.
Yup.
Oh dear. So, and this was coming off the back of them teaming up with, God, what was the name of that? Crystal Dynamics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they teamed up with Crystal Dynamics because most of the people who formed the initiative were ex-Crystal Dynamics employees.
Yep.
Went and headhunted most of that studio to come in and work on this, and look what's happened now. Ooh, this isn't looking good. And this is annoying, because actually I was really looking forward to this reboot of Perfect Dark.
Oh, I was, for sure.
Yeah.
Need a strong female protagonist.
Yeah. That trailer had promise.
Mm-hmm.
But exactly what I told you at the time, and I hate to say I was right again, no gameplay.
Yeah.
No gameplay is always a telling point when you're revealing a game early. And I mean that early. They should not have showed anything.
Nope.
They should have
Very
just...
true.
And I know they would have got absolute stick for it if they decided to go down the Metroid Prime 4 route of just showing a GIF. It could have worked. It could have just worked for them.
Yeah.
But hey, anyway, let's move on. According to LinkedIn, the initiative is now less than 50 people. When duplicates, former employees, and erroneous listings are removed, and currently has just 3 roles advertised on its website. 3? Only 3?
Yep.
Analysis suggests it hired around 12 people in the past 12 months. 12 people! My God.
It's going down.
And they've had 36 people leave in that time.
Yep. It's going down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, so they're retaining staff at a rate of 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hooray for ratioing.
Ratio.
Yeah, don't, because most people on Twitter don't even know what an actual ratio is.
No, they do not.
No, and it really annoys me unless it's become a meme. I don't know. Anyway,
no, it's definitely a meme. But, you know.
Yeah, but most people still don't know what the ratio is. Anyways, you know nothing of the crunch. Anyway. God, this story is so depressing.
Well, I actually like what chat's been saying, but
let's get to it in a bit. Let's get to it in a bit.
Okay.
So I just want to read this story in full because
Go for it.
This is one of the only times I think we'll ever read a story in full because this is quite something.
Go for it.
So the timing of the departures coincides with the September 2021 announcement that Crystal Dynamics had been signed to co-develop Perfect Dark, like we said. Come on, VGC, keep up with my mind. No, I'm joking, obviously. This, combined with the few roles currently advertised at the initiative, suggests that the Tomb Raider developer is likely taking a much stronger lead than first thought on the project.
It's true. Mm-hmm.
I said it. I'm sure I said it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we both had something to say quite heavily about that, saying that they were more likely to be the lead developers.
Well, I think I said I didn't want them to be because I don't like Crystal Dynamics.
look,
I know I'm the
no,
minority
no, no, no,
here.
no.
I'm the minority here.
Look, I've got nothing against the Tomb Raider games other than the actual look of the character. I've only played the first one.
I played all three, hoping that kind of like when you watch the prequels, the Star Wars prequels, you kind of like hope that the third one's gonna redeem it all, and in some ways it does.
Yeah.
So I played all three, hoping that it would.
Can we not make that analogy? Because actually, the prequel series is now freaking high art compared to the sequel trilogy.
Anal G's.
Yes. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I've got nothing against Crystal Dynamics. I think they got shafted with the Avengers by making it a live service game.
Shafted.
Yes, I know. Come on. Yeah, they got a rough deal.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I was waiting. Yes, I was waiting for it. Right. Interviews with multiple former senior developers cited a lack of creative autonomy and slow development progress as the reasons for their departures, and described the wave of exits as fast and furious, with project momentum said to be heavily affected. The initiative's management told VGC is confident in the team that it has in place and the new talent joining, and pointed to industry-wide staffing challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. Oh, of course.
That's the excuse I'm gonna use too for myself.
It's the excuse I've used for the last 2 years. I've been terrible at my job because of a pandemic.
Bamboozle had staffing problems because of a pandemic.
One person. One person.
I did manage to get an intern, and they are a paid intern. I want that stated. I don't do
peanuts.
Mostly. No.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
I'm kidding. I follow all the proper things.
So what? A roof over the head and then some peanuts?
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have to get me coffee constantly. But
that's about right, yeah.
I hate to say that this was predictable, because I'm not going to say that it was predictable in the way that it turned out, but problems were predictable.
Oh, they were obvious. It was always going to happen, I think. Like they definitely revealed this game far too early.
Yep.
Like too much promise, and probably put themselves under a strict time scale and just could not deliver.
Over-promising is going to be the death of video games if we are not careful in these next few years.
We need to take time on these things. Like, I know development back in like the older years used to take less time, but that's because there was less memory to deal with and less angles to deal with.
Simpler languages and stuff like that.
Yeah, also they didn't have
coding
motion
languages.
capture, voiceovers,
right.
All that sort of thing to deal with.
Right, exactly.
There's so many different assets to the creation of the art form now that they need to take their time, because rushing these things just isn't helping. And we've seen this with games in the past. Like, if you rush things out, yeah, okay, you can patch them, but it's already a bad impression that people have gotten from it. So, like, look at Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in a bad state. Yeah, okay, the next generation patch came out and people gave it a chance. I didn't. I got burned twice over for that, so I'm not going back to it. So, sorry, CD Projekt Red, I won't play any one of your games ever again. That was the first time and the last. So, that's the problem. Like, these people just don't consider what it's like to have an actual proper game, like fully completed game on the market anymore.
Yep, and COD's new position is
skipping the year.
Yep. I think
exactly.
That should become the industry norm, is what I think.
Why should it have to become the industry norm? It should just be the standard.
Well, it should be, but it hasn't been for a while, so now...
For a long, long, long time, because once again, this is the greed coming in. We said this before, like in the previous story. It's the greed coming in.
Yep. It really is.
People at the very top are not going to get their money, so they cut projects too short. And yet, the creative promise could be there, and yet they leave projects like Overwatch 2 open for too long. Probably background, that worked
Yay.
well.
Her.
Anyway, let's keep going. So, right, it's no so it's no small task to build a studio and reinvent a beloved franchise. Well, no surprise there. You probably shouldn't have. Studio head Daryl Gallagher has told VGC, in creating the initiative, we set out to leverage co-development partnerships. Let's be frank here, right? And let's be honest. This isn't rare. This isn't new. Haha, very funny. You picked up on that,
I
didn't you?
did. I
Good,
did.
good. It isn't unusual for people to form partnerships in terms of development. We've said this plenty of times before. They just don't get advertised like they did with this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. So, we set out to leverage co development partnerships to achieve our ambitions, and we're really excited about the progress we're seeing with our relationship with Crystal Dynamics. Are you really, though? Considering the spate of people leaving, clearly you're not.
Right.
In this journey, it's not uncommon for there to be staffing challenges. No, that's not true. Um, Especially during a time of global upheaval over the past 2 years. Keep blaming the pandemic. There are plenty of people out there who want jobs and will gladly get work, but no. Anyway, and there's plenty more work in front of us to deliver a fantastic, perfect dark experience to our players. Well, if you do better than Rare,
Uh-oh.
then you've done a good job.
Yeah.
If you do better than Perfect Dark Zero, then you've done a good job.
There you go. That's not a standard.
That's what I mean. Just don't aim for the moon. Just aim for something better than the last piece of crap. So, we wish all our former colleagues the very best, and I'm confident in the team that we have in place, the new talent joining, and we can't wait to share more with the fans. Give it another 2 years, we'll probably see something. In the games industry, competition for experienced talent is at an all-time high following the pandemic-fueled gaming, but no, it's not. Don't even give me that. An unhappy initiative staff would likely have had plenty of alternative employment opportunities at a large number of neighboring studios in California.
Yeah.
Across the industry, many studios are currently facing a talent crisis. Stop saying there's a talent crisis just because somebody leaves. Doesn't mean there's a crisis.
Pay them more. Pay a livable wage, and you'll have all the talent in the world.
But that's the problem, though, is they want to say that it's a freaking talent crisis, but actually it's a business problem.
Yes.
They're not paying a fair wage, especially to QA. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah. QAs usually make minimum wage at best.
If that.
Well, they have to, but
under that. But based on what it was like at Team 17 recently, in that story we did a few weeks ago, it's actually less. So it's not always the case.
Good point.
Facing a talent crisis with the sheer level of expansion investment in the sector, making it challenging for even the bigger studios to retain and attract senior staff. No, you're not looking at the bottom line. You're looking at your profits being too high and your employee retention being too low. Maybe there's a correlation between the two. It doesn't take a complete genius to work that one out. Just someone with more than 2 brain cells.
A half-wit.
Yeah, exactly. The former initiative developers VGC spoke to attributed the wave of departures to frustration among senior staff or senior talent over the direction of the project set down by Gallagher and game director Daniel Neuberger, who himself left the company last week. Brilliant. So he put it in the director put in place the direction they wanted to go, and then left when it was going in that direction. Well, clearly something else happened higher up.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Although the initiative's website claims that the company promotes a collaborative creative environment, that's a red flag already.
Brent brings that up. Actually, he has a good point.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. I know there's comments. I'm gonna get to them. Don't worry. So, employees describe the studio's development hierarchy as very top down. What a surprise! With Gallagher and Neuberger keeping a strong grasp on creative decision. What a surprise! According to the former employees, many senior team members were frustrated by the perceived lack of autonomy and didn't feel heard on key issues such as development priorities, project planning, and team staff. Wow, a big company not listening from the very top about the problems that happened in the actual trenches? Oh my god.
It's true.
Gallagher and Neuberger, who were previously studio head and game director at Crystal Dynamics, wanted to make games the way they always had, with top-down direction, the sources said, while many initiative employees were expecting a more bottom-up approach.
That's what she said.
Why do everybody think that they're always going to go into a company and make a difference? They aren't. They aren't. Your code might be there, but I don't care.
Head down, ass up.
No, I'm just, like, I've lost it now. This is now just annoying to read.
Yes.
Because it's so obvious to the layperson how you fix this, but yet they're not willing to do it.
They're out of touch.
Sorry?
They're out of touch. Out of time.
Absolutely. So these two, like Gallagher and Neuberger, clearly have come in and gone, yeah, we're creating this studio here so that we can have creative control over every aspect of it and don't care about what the employees are wanting to do about it. Yet they were once in that position themselves and hated it and left Crystal Dynamics to do this, and yet they've forgotten everything that led them to this point. So, according to those two, Neuberger might have left, but screw you anyway, because this is not a way to run a company.
Yeah, I agree.
I know this is rich coming from me, a non-business owner, a company owner. We've got a company owner sitting right here talking about this.
It's funny that you say that, because I actually was thinking about, just because my future plans of my business, and I was thinking about how hands-off I am as a CEO. I believe that anyone that's under me,
that's what he said too.
Has, like, they have a brain. And I guess what I'm saying is I'm so strongly opposed to micromanaging that I let a lot of people, my clients, as well as, like I said, my intern, and future interns, or future workers rather, they have minds of their own. They have full autonomy. Now, I mean, if they make a mistake and I lose money, I'm going to call them up on it, and talk to them about it.
But that doesn't take away accountability.
Right. Yeah, like, the accountability has to be there. But, like, my intern, they design for their own clients. And I don't have any oversight over that. Like, I don't want oversight over that.
No, of course not.
Now, I mean, if something happens and they don't deliver on time and then the client's complaining to my company, yes, that's when I step in and go, I am so sorry. And then I would give...
That's a bit different.
Yeah.
That is very, very different.
Exactly. But overall, as long as people are producing for me, and it's getting done, and clients are happy, and there is money being made, and everyone's fairly paid, I don't care. I literally do not care. I just do not care.
That's the way it should be, to be honest. So long as the people are kept happy, like customers and employees,
high quality products really going out. Yeah, exactly. You're making sure a high quality product goes out.
Because you don't want to lose reputational
exactly. But that's
damage.
That's the same thing for games. A game studio, they need to make sure a high quality game goes out. Now, how you get there is entirely up to your technique, your style. For me, it's very hands off,
It's like what we were saying earlier, like how with the Batman, like we both came to the same sort of conclusion but went on different paths. Like that's the way it could be done, like elsewhere. You could have a similar sort of end goal. But that doesn't necessarily mean that each studio is going to run exactly the same.
Exactly.
But it seems like every studio is now running exactly the same, where it's short turnover time, like treating talent like absolute garbage, and then wondering why players aren't playing their game because the quality is bad, and then are completely yeeting studios off as a result of it. But actually, it's the mismanagement at the very, very top that's causing this problem.
Well, I mean, and also it's very similar to and then I'll stop talking about this because it's boring. But
no, we're going to carry on with the last bit of the article anyway, and then we'll get to the chat. So,
but it's very much like nowadays how you've got part of the population complaining that people don't want to return to in-office work,
Yeah.
And the other part of the population complaining that people don't want to, or people do want to work from home. You've got the two sides. And each side doesn't understand that working from home and going to the office are going to uh, they affect people differently.
Hey, I would admit that both ways of working aren't wrong. Both aren't right.
Right, that's exactly
But
it's.
both can be very collaborative and actually be still achieve the same end goal.
I think that they suit the individual. You know, it depends on the individual, and I
Yeah,
think
and I
that
think
that's the approach that a lot of businesses in all areas, not just games and in other creatives, but business seems to be seeing their workers as this monolithic, set of people, but they're not. They're individuals, and some individuals are going to thrive working from home, and some are going to thrive working from the office. And
which is that. Go on.
no, I'm just saying that you
Yeah,
need
yeah, yeah.
to
I
take
thought
that into
you had a
account.
point to make.
No, well, that was my point. Is that you need to stop seeing your workforce as a monolith. It's individuals.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what my company I work for are starting to do, which is why we've got the approach of actually you do however many days you want in an office. We would like, if you're in customer facing team, we would like to have you back in an office, but that might only be 1 day a week or 1 day a month. That's
Right.
fine. So that's much better than what it was before, where it was like, right, you can't do it from home at all. 5 days in an office, whether you like it or not, and that's that.
Yeah.
They've understood that with what's happened over the last 2 years, they now need to adapt to the situation a lot better than they ever have done.
Well, I mean, it was like when I was working for a company back in Texas, I was a web developer. I was their only web developer. I should say like web software developer. We had a front end person that kept the CMS.
So you were basically back end.
I was, yes, that's the back end. That's what she said. But I got sick during that time with my autoimmune disease, so I found out that sometimes I could still work, but I could, if I could do it from home. My manager at the time, he was like, I see that you're putting out better and more work when you're working from home, but I don't feel right about you working from home. I feel like you should be in the office where I was producing less work. You see? So there's a lot of these ideas in this top-down system of management that are just outright, they're outdated, and they're held beliefs, whereas my manager believed, even though I proved that I was putting out more work and better quality work from home, he still was like, I don't feel comfortable about this. I think you should be in the office every day.
That's crap.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what, very similar to this, in that the whole top-down structure, it's just not a modern solution.
Yeah.
Is really what it is.
I really don't think it is, but hey.
But yes, I'll stop being boring now.
It's fine. So I'm just going to read these last points anyway. So it says, as a result, it's claimed that development has progressed painfully slowly, and a solid company culture never formed.
Yeah.
All former employees VGC spoke to said they were surprised at how lenient Microsoft had been over the lack of progress. I'm not.
No, I'm not either.
Really
I'm not either. Yeah, you can see that in their other things. They're just like, it's kind of my approach. Hands off, get it done. Yeah, exactly. We'll give you the money. Just do it.
There's a big difference between Sony turning around and saying, right, Insomniac, you need 3 games on launch for us.
Right.
And Microsoft going, yeah, it's done when it's done. Look at Forza Motorsport, for Christ's sake. It's like, we've seen that game. That was supposed to be like possibly a launch title.
Mm-hmm.
They showed it very, very early on, and yet where the hell is it?
Right.
Because Big Phil is sitting there going, nah, workplace culture needs to be so much better.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want to rush people and screw them over and do all of that. We want to actually create a product that is good.
Exactly.
And not ruin our workforce.
So hands off, Father Phil, or I'll come for you and your nightmares.
One person said making games is hard enough, let alone when you feel like you can't get through to people making the decisions that affect everyone, sorry. The culture the culture issue was partly behind the decision to bring on board Crystal Dynamics, it claims, with Gallagher and Newberger admit allegedly hoping that production would move more smoothly with the introduction of the second team familiar with their methods. Of course they thought that would happen. Crystal Dynamics' introduction is now likely to plug the gaps left by the initiative staff turnover. BGC sources agreed that they would be surprised if Crystal Dynamics' introduction, combined with a significant departure of core staff, hasn't triggered an effective soft reboot of Perfect Dark, and that it was likely still years away from release. It's understood that Xbox leadership team are prepared to be patient with their new first party teams, which includes those currently working on Playground's Fables and Rare's Everwild, as they prioritise assembling groups capable of producing the kinds of critically acclaimed prestige projects that come from PlayStation studios like Naughty Dog and Insomniac. They then actually have a list of people that have been a part of the initiative, and they've put a strike through the name of people who have obviously left, and that
dear.
list is ridiculous. So to see where half of these people have once come from as well is even more baffling too. So
Yeah.
can I run through this with you, because this is just astonishing.
Okay.
So you've got Daryl Gallagher, the studio head, obviously was described in the article, who originally came from Activision Square Enix. We've had Lindsay McQueenie, who's a HR manager who's worked at Google. Dixon Lee is Director of Finance Operations. Who the frick knows where he once worked before? Daniel Newberger was once involved at Crystal Dynamics. Drew Murray, Design Director, worked at on Sunset Overdrive. Jesus. Cinematics Director was working on Red Dead Redemption. Associate Design Director was on God of War and Metal Gear Online. My goodness, a UI UX lead from Horizon, like Forza Horizon. Senior systems designer from Motive and Naughty Dog. Another systems designer from both id and from worked on Jedi Fallen Order. My goodness. And a couple from someone from Coalition, from Infinity Ward, from Sony Santa Monica, Crystal Dynamics, Insomniac, Daybreak, someone from Xbox. We had a writer who was a narrative lead, Christine Thompson, who worked on Destiny 2, who's now left, probably to go back.
Probably.
We've had people who've worked from Riot, Respawn, EA, Naughty Dog, Cryptic. Jesus, this list is just incredible. And Sledgehammer, they've managed to accrue some incredible talent here. They haven't retained nearly none of them, and it's quite astonishing, really. Some BioWare, Bend. Jesus, it's depressing.
Yeah.
Depressing. So, and that's the end of the article. So, let's go. Where did we go before? So, Nana put what? What? Oh God. Yeah. So, Brent's then put, I think this is a Bioshock Atlas Shrugged situation. You hired the best and brightest developers and forced them to work together under one roof, butting heads constantly. It was doomed for failure.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I think it's
reasonable.
A valid stance.
Yeah, they also stated probably why they basically outsourced development to Crystal Dynamics. Yep. Also that, and I think Square Enix are looking to someone to take them away from them. So, and Nana then put, and probably enthusiastically saying, this game is never coming out. And I might have to agree.
I have to agree. Or it's not going to be good.
Yeah. Brent's put, doesn't bode well for a Banjo reboot. Yeah. There's no such thing as a Banjo reboot, so I think we should get that out of our heads now. Nana put also just confirms that they may shut down every studio that isn't Activision. Is the strike still going on? No, it's not. And Bethesda. No, because technically, like, they're buying Activision Blizzard and and they've bought Bethesda for the publishing as well, not just the development studios. Brent put, no, Microsoft won't do that. They need their pillar studios, Turn 10, Playground, Coalition, 343. Things ain't looking good for 343 right now, though. Again. I could see the initiative being shut after this and transferring complete development to Crystal Dynamics, however. Nah. Don't see that happening. Microsoft have already ploughed in a bit too much money with them.
That's what she said.
I know. Brent's then put, yep, first impressions are everything. What about those sports games? Are they just going to update the rosters each year and sell it as DLC? I hope so. Probably what they should have done years ago. I guess there's still time to right the ship if they put it in the right hands. Doesn't sound like it's going to stay in the right hands, unfortunately. Anyway, I think it will work better to put someone in charge and let them choose the team that works under them, which seems to be how 343 was created. I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to say something that might be a little bit controversial. And I know she was very heavily involved in the original development of Halo.
Mm-hmm.
But Bonnie Ross isn't a good thing for Halo. She is not. She has not steered that ship very well.
Yeah, that ship's gone in about 5 different directions.
That's my problem. There is no direction to the ship. Like, it's tried too hard to be other games, and it's forgotten what Halo really is.
Right.
It's a game made 20 years ago. And that's how it should have stayed.
I'm so old.
Sorry?
I'm so old.
I know. Me too. Social norms are hard to break. Microsoft has gotten so big that there's a constant supply of new first-party games, regardless of strict guidelines. Not to mention Game Pass filling the gaps. He's then put a reboot of the reboot, a reboot.
Or a rare boot.
No. As I said earlier, just like Microsoft, just like Bioshock or Atlas Shrugged. And that's the end of the comments.
Yay! I mean, so not yay, but like, yay!
No, have we got anything further to add to this, or do you think that's it? It said me 3 just heard Oblivion in 16.
Oblivion 16? Weren't we like 16 when it came out, Pete? Sure felt like we were.
No, we were 18 when it came out.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like a whole nother human could have grown up during that time.
They did. Someone was born
when
Oblivion released.
It's terrible.
And is now old enough to go on
to get a driver's license in America. Oh,
or buy a lottery ticket here.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to say a pack of cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
That's how it used to be. That's why 16 was awesome when I grew up.
Oh my gosh. No, not where I was. It was still 18.
I know.
I got caught smoking on my school campus.
He's just put that person as Kieran.
No. Kieran is an adult.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say about that.
I think on that note, I think we should end the show.
All right. That is a very good final note. Yeah. But this was a quickie, another one of our news quickies.
That's what she said.
Yes. First, I'm going to ask Pete to tell us where we can find him, and then I'm going to say a little personal update.
Yeah, you crack on. So,
but Pete, where can we find you?
You can find me on the interwebs in the usual places, which would be at PeteBecker1 on Twitter, BECKEWT and the number 1. And also, you can hear my dreary voice on the Never Watchers podcast.
Whatever.
Talking Marvel in the cinematic universe and all of that shebang. Got a new episode coming this week, potentially, so keep an eye on the thread for that. They're at Never Watchers on Twitter as well.
Yes, that sounds good.
So, Kylie, the floor is yours. grab that soapbox, shout loudly into the microphone. Don't literally shout because that will blow my ears.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, very funny.
I'm not giving a Twitter address for a reason. And this isn't one of those. I'm leaving Twitter, so you can all kiss my butt or whatever. You know, the over
But you are
dramatic.
leaving Twitter.
I am leaving Twitter. It may be temporary. I don't know. I can't honestly say. I'm going through some personal stuff. I'll shine a little light in it. Pete knows I'm extremely private. Believe it or not, I'm extraordinarily private person. But
you say that whilst posting selfies on Twitter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I have this illusion that I'm like just freewheeling and everyone knows everything about me, but I'm actually in real life extremely private.
Yeah, I mean, I have only just recently, after nearly 3 years, found out when your birthday is.
Yeah, and I don't even think you actually know.
I know a rough, vague area.
Exactly.
That's about it.
Yep. But no, so a couple weeks ago, went to doctor routine checkup. They found I've got some kind of weird thing going on behind my eye that is, I keep calling it a brain tumor. It's really more like an eye tumor that's pressing against my brain. So I have to get it, I don't know the right words.
Assessed.
Thank you, Pete. I have to get it assessed. Unfortunately, with the COVID stuff, that's taking extra long time. And even though I have...
anything else?
Yes. Even though I have tons of money and also private American insurance, I still can't get seen. Although I may have found a place over in Glasgow, but...
Oh, well, now you've just mentioned it. I just said do it on your own shores.
I'm trying to avoid going back there if possible.
No, I did mean Northern Ireland.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, there's just nothing available. There's just nothing.
Yeah.
Tried Dublin, tried everything. So that means I'm either going to be nervous as heck for the next few months until I can get an NHS appointment, or, until I can get assessed. And the thing is, it may be nothing. I mean, there's something there, but it could be a minor thing.
You could be overthinking it.
Well, I'm definitely overthinking because that's all I do. But
no surprises.
It has put me in kind of this introspection phase, and I just feel like I'm way too negative on social media right now, and I'm bringing everybody down. So I'm taking a break. I don't know that it's forever. It might be. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's where that is.
Fine. Sometimes you got to cleanse the soul.
And
I'll get into this. Don't worry. There's something funny in chat.
Yeah, I see that. Brent, that's disturbing.
Just so you know, Brent put, nobody knows my birthday, not even my mother. I think we might have a small logistical problem with that one. But hey, I'm not saying anything more than that.
Yeah. But
I'll say it to you off air.
Oh goodness. But anyway, that does kind of sound like I ended this on a negative note, and I don't want to do that. So it's actually, it's all good in the hood. And we ended this laughing. Well, I wasn't laughing, but talking about how Kieran was born 16 years ago. And that was funny. Kieran was not born 16 years ago. He is an adult man. Thank you very much.
only 5 years.
I don't want to think about it. Anyway.
That's all I'm saying on the matter.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep. Anyway, thank you very much for our listeners and our watchers who joined us over on twitch.tv/rapid reviews. They always join in all the fun. And I think that's going to do it for us, Pete. So
yeah, I think so. We'll have a little bit of a to and fro at the end, and that's that.
So we will. Oh gosh, I've actually forgotten my last line. That's not the tumor. Anyway. Oh, and also, people must know, Pete already knows this, I have a horribly dark sense of humor. So, if you hear me make jokes, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so,
you could say it's very tumorous.
oh gosh, Pete. Tumorific. Anyway, we will see you and talk to you
There you go.
next week. Bye.
God.
And thus ends that podcast episode. The sun's going down and it's making me look all evil and stuff in my thing. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Brent says, you said someone could have grown up since Oblivion. I didn't take that as being born then. Kieran grew from a child to a young adult during that time.
We knew what you meant. I just wanted to
I
take
didn't.
it to whole new places.
I don't want to take this anywhere. Anyway. But,
Barbershops are new. I'm not even going any further.
gosh. We'll stick around for just a couple more minutes.
Few minutes.
I'm actually feeling a little nauseous.
Yes.
Quite nauseous. I threw my guts up last night.
Lovely.
Because you wanted to know that about me.
Oh, I knew.
Didn't I tell you? I don't remember.
You didn't tell me the old chundering part, but you did tell me about the other stuff.
The events leading up to it.
The events leading up to said chundering.
Also, I had a curry, so on an empty stomach.
Yeah, bad idea. Always a bad idea.
I love. What is it? Vindaloo?
What, nice and spicy?
The hottest one? Yeah. I get that one.
A vindaloo.
I pick out the one that has the 3 peppers, and I say this one. And they say, okay.
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Nice. So, we just had another comment from Brent. It says, I'm heading to my parents soon for an afternoon meal. My mum mentioned a ham. Damn you!
Love me.
I'm not going to say anything because my dinner last night out. Nah, it was good. So I went to this place. So I went down to Brighton for the afternoon. Because I was bored and wanted to enjoy the nice weather that we had here yesterday because it's the first actual sunny day we'd had.
Lucky.
I know. It was amazing. So I just chilled, went on the beach, just moved around, went to the lanes, went to a couple of shops, the usual. But I ended up in this steakhouse last night.
Right.
But it's the type of steakhouse that it's a Brazilian one where they carve meat in front.
Yes, they have those here. Oh my gosh, I must go there.
Yes, so I had a nice. I tried neck steak. I wasn't the biggest fan. It was very lean.
I was gonna say
a bit too lean.
I was gonna say, if I remember correctly, Pete, you and I have very similar tastes in regards to food, but especially steaks. And yes, neck is nice. It's nice in soup and stuff like that, but it is incredibly lean.
Yeah, it's probably a bit too much for like an actual steak.
I was gonna say it makes nice sandwiches, but yeah.
I could imagine it does. It's just this like just carving it there. Like
I love
it was
Brazilian
nice to try
restaurants.
it for a bit.
Yes.
Know.
Did they have it where you were sitting on the floor, or is it like proper
at tables?
Okay, well that's cool too.
Yeah, if it was sat on the floor, absolutely no way.
Oh my gosh. So, they have it. That's how they are in Houston. You sit on the floor, and they just bring you tons of just meat. They
did, yeah. So they just kept coming around. Like they had, I had a bit of topside, a bit of rump.
Ooh.
They brought some chicken as well, which is good.
It's all right. Who cares about that?
It always does the job, doesn't it?
Give me exactly. But give me pork and beef, man.
But like I had pork ribs. I had a good bit of pork loin as well. And what was the other one I had? Jesus, it was so good. It was the gammon. Oh yeah, it was good. It was very good. So yeah. But that with a couple of drinks there. I don't drink alcohol, obviously. So,
right.
It cost me 40 quid.
Not a really big
It was
surprise.
so worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it.
Yeah. Oh, I spent a butt ton of money the other day. I went out to a restaurant for the first time in 2 years. And I had basically all you can eat meat. I had some lamb ribs.
Oh, yes.
Holy
lamb ribs
crap.
are amazing.
I hadn't had any in 2 years because I cook lamb, but I don't cook it very often.
Yeah.
And I would not know how to cook them this way. They were crispy on the outside. I don't know how they did that. And they were amazing. Absolutely amazing. But that cost a lot of money.
Oh, of course.
Lots of money.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise. Brent put red meat, no poultry.
Poultry's okay.
No, poultry's nice to break through some of it, like when you're just having
to
nothing
cleanse your palate.
It's a good cleanser, yeah. Well, they did have a bit of they had peppered steak and garlic steak, garlic. And I was just like, it's okay.
Steak doesn't
it's
need
a bit too overpowering.
I was gonna say steak doesn't need anything. If it's done right, just salt and pepper. That's it. That's it.
Oh. He then I recently tried a restaurant that serves tomahawk ribeyes on Saturday, so I might try it sometime. Oh,
ribeyes are my favorite.
I always go poultry.
That's fair. Poultry's good. I mean, it gets the job done. Look, for me, you cannot beat a good chicken thigh. I love thighs. But most people don't, because most people don't like fatty food or fatty meats, but I do.
Nah. Got to have a bit of fat on
That's
it.
right.
That's where you get all your goddamn flavour
That's
from.
where all the flavour is.
I am in flavour country.
I had an Iberico steak. I don't know how to say that. Which is like a pork medallion, but it was so it had the perfect marbling. It was like it was marbled as much as like Wagyu beef was marbled. I was like, I love this.
I love it when you go to a butcher's and they've got it hanging up in chillers, and it's just like I literally could just see you doing that. Silence of the Lambs moment there.
Yeah.
Oh god, no! Oh, that's horrible.
With a nice Chianti.
Always. I mean.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up, though, because I'm kind of getting a little bit of a headache, which I think is because the sun's set.
Yeah, and clearly getting hungry talking about steak.
I'm actually not going to eat tonight.
No.
Because I'm still kind of nauseous from yesterday.
God.
Oh,
Deadbeat punks coming at the last minute. Just that long pork. I mean, there was enough long pork this afternoon, sir.
Oh, gosh. Oh, dear. Okay, look.
There might have been some Irish beef, too.
But look. Yes, it's such a good Irish beef. Look, I'm going to say something probably horrendous. But has anyone ever been curious? Like, not to do it, not to actually eat people, but have you ever, they say that people taste like pork. I mean...
I've heard that.
You know, I still wouldn't do it. Like, I'm not actually Hannibal.
Life or death situation. Like, you know, you're gonna die.
Oh no,
maybe
life or death situation. If you die, I'm eating you. I won't kill you. I won't kill you. If we're trapped on top,
I'm not gonna kill you.
I'm not gonna kill you. But if you die first, I'm gonna eat you. And if I die first, eat me. But I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat the dog. I'm gonna eat the horses. I'm gonna eat everything.
Yeah, deadbeat just depends on what they look like. Look, if they're ugly, then you don't want to eat face meat, do you? It's probably going to be bad quality.
Oh my goodness. Oh dear.
Look, let's just put my grandfather was friends with a cannibal, apparently.
Well, not that this is the same, but back when, and the Americans may not know this, Tesco a few years ago was selling horse meat burgers, but they didn't tell us. And I was eating the crap out of those things. Like, they were going out of style. One, they were really cheap. They were, way cheap. They were, 86
They were very, very cheap.
For, 8 of them. And they tasted really good. So...
I'll get to that one in a minute, Deadbeat. I've got to address that.
Oh, my gosh. No, go for it. Yeah.
He put, I'm not eating chav. That's F-grade meat. Actually, it's Z-grade meat because nobody goes near it. That's like gristle.
Deadbeat says, tastes like links and masturbation. What? That's my Saturday night. What are we talking about?
And then Brent put straight after it. I heard about that. This is the perfect timing for that.
Yeah. I think he meant about the horse meat, but yes.
Yeah.
Too funny.
That was good. That was good. Jeez Christ. Always nice for Deadbeat to turn up and absolutely lower the tone more than it's already done.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, we've been bad enough already today.
Well, the episode's called That's What She Said. I mean, and my first thought when it was like, oh, management should be from the bottom up, not from top down, was, you know.
I know, but I'm now...
Head down, ass up!
I mean, now I'm very tempted to just call the episode Long Pork, though.
Oh my god. But this is after the episode!
Yeah, I know, but I'm still tempted to put it in.
There's no tie! There's no tie!
No, there is, because obviously, you know, we all know what Long Pork really is.
Oh, goodness. Oh, dear.
Dude, I know you've been
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I'm sure you could get it done,
Yeah,
I'm around this evening. If you need a bit of work done.
Pete, we have to beat him. We have to get our episode out, then help him.
No, I was going to withhold my part until 7 a.m. Of course. I kid, of course. No, seriously, Deadbeat. If you do need some help with it, give me a shout. I promise I won't screw it up. Now that is for Pornhub to find out about.
Oh my gosh!
Kidding.
Oh gosh!
I can neither confirm nor deny about the length of my pork.
Look, some of us have not been around such things in years, and I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Brent's just put, luckily, in a life or death situation, I would die before needing to resort to cannibalism.
Brent, I would eat you then. But if I died first, I'm telling you, if I died first, you can eat me. It just goes completely
I was going to say something there, but I thought it would seriously lower the tone and it would be taken so badly out of context as well.
Oh, Pete, it's been years. It's been years.
No, but what I would have said would have raised a few eyebrows.
Oh gosh. Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Punk's just put barbecue bread.
There you go.
I don't even need to barbecue, just go straight in.
Oh my gosh. No way. I'm a culinary artiste. It may be, I'm near death and dying and have to eat people, already dead people. But I'm still going to make them, barbecued and all that. I've watched enough Hannibal episodes. I know how to cook people. Oh, deadbeat.
Jesus. Brent's put, you can survive 30 days without food. I won't make it free without my meds. Well, then it looks like I might have lasted 4 days without food then.
Oh, dear.
Eat it, and then the Punk's just put, go for a spit roast joke. Possibly.
Oh, dear. I can't believe I didn't get there first, but yes.
No, I actually wasn't going for a spit roast joke more than anything.
What has this turned into?
It's turned into exactly what Deadbeat Punk wants it to turn into, an utter filth fest. Mm-hmm. And that's the way I like it.
I miss filth. Somebody asked about what exotic meats that have been eaten. I've eaten bear.
This is where I fall down, because I really want to eat some exotic meats, but haven't.
I've eaten bear. I have eaten moose. Elk.
Moose.
Kangaroo. Ostrich, bison. Wait, no, buffalo. I can't remember. Whichever one's the one that you eat, and one of them's protected. I can't remember.
I think bison's the protected.
I think bison's the protected one, and I think buffalo's the one you can eat. So
I'm sure you eat buffalo.
Oh yes, there was plenty in Texas, and then mountain lion.
Wow.
And then frogs and crocodile. That's a kind of a given,
of course.
Just where I'm located. I think that's
sort of like a delicacy. Like, it's not really frowned upon to eat frogs.
No, and they're plentiful where I come from. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think for exotic, I feel like I'm leaving one out, but I don't think so. But I've got a slight headache, so I think I'm going to wrap it up.
Okay. I think that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Before this gets even worse.
But we do, they are good. We do appreciate our wonderful chat, as always. They always bring quite the smile and laughter to us.
Sorry, I need to address this. You had bat once?
Deadbeat's the reason why we've been locked down for 2 years.
Oh, of course. He's going for a goddamn joke. Christ, man.
See?
Too soon. Too soon.
I saw it before you said it. I mean, I said it before. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, alright, cool. Good God.
Oh, gosh, that's too funny.
Then just quickly come in and said, I had conch before it was illegal.
I didn't know it was illegal. It was very... In the Gulf, it's very...
Plentiful.
Yeah. I mean, it may not be now. I don't know. But since, you Brits spilled all that oil in our Gulf.
Damn you, commercial fishing.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now for reals. Thanks so much. You guys are awesome and amazing. Please give us a listen. And that's all I got to say about that.
Wait.
Bye.
Goodbye.